Hello and welcome to another episode of Self-Isolation Origami. In today's tutorial we're going to be making a ninja throwing star. Now this one is probably my all-time favorite origami model because you can just play with your friends with it. You can make loads of them. I used to make hundreds of those as a kid and use them for fights, for costumes and for just decoration sometimes. So yeah, let's just get into it. For this build, you're going to need 2 different sheets of paper. They don't have to be different colours, but if you want to make it look nicer, I'd recommend to use different colours of whatever you want to use. I'm going to be using a black and a dark pink for today. So let's put one to the side and get started. First of all, what you want to do is, if you have a traditional origami sheet like I have in this case, where one side is completely white and the other side is coloured, you want to turn it over to the white side, and then what you want to do is you're going to fold it horizontally, and obviously make sure to tighten it nicely, keep the accuracy all along. Then you're going to turn this 90 degrees and fold it again like this. And the paper's going to start getting a little bit harder to fold the more times you do it, because now we're going to do this again and then one more time. Paper's going to be a little bit harder, so take your time while doing this. Try to keep this as tidy and as organized as possible. And now we're going to turn this 90 degrees again and fold it one more time, just like that. And now we're going to open it all up again. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, we're back to a white piece of paper. But this time we have created some sort of a grid. And now, what we want to do is we want to make a wardrobe fold. A wardrobe fold is when you fold a piece of paper inwards into the center from the sides, like this. So if you look at it from one angle, it would look a bit like a wardrobe, like that. And now we want to fold this in half again, like this. So we basically have a long strip of paper, which is a quarter of the width of our initial big square paper. Make sure that everything is creased nicely, and then we can get on to the next bit. Now from here, what you want to do is you want to take one corner of this rectangle and you fold it up onto the other side to create some sort of a parallelogram, because you're going to do this on the other side as well. Make sure you turn it over, grab the bottom, in this case bottom left side, and lift it up right onto here and tighten both sides. Make sure everything is nice. If you have to, you can do this again, although I recommend trying to get it perfect on the first go. We're done with the first page for now. We're going to put it aside and move to our second page. We're going to do the whole thing again. Once we have reached our rectangle again, we're going to bring back our previous piece of paper to compare them, because as you've seen here on the black piece of paper, we have folded it from bottom left up to the right. And so here we want to do the exact opposite. So we want to take the bottom right side and fold it upwards to the left. And then we're obviously going to turn it around and do the same here, like this. Now they need to be tight and nicely creased, because obviously this is going to affect our final piece. And now we're going to choose which one we're going to work with first. So because we started with the black one first, I'm going to continue with this one as well. So I'm going to put the pink one to the side, and from here what you do is you take one of the sharper angles of the parallelogram, and in the middle here you should have a line creased from what you've done before, and you take this line, this point, and you want to bring it up to here. So the way you do this is, I like doing it in 2 steps. So first of all you stretch it and then you fold it up. So again, the motion is up to here, like this. A lot of people get this confused and try to do this the opposite way by bringing this point down to the bottom and do this, and this is the incorrect maneuver. So remember, always bring it upwards to create some sort of a triangle if I hide this part away like that. And you're going to turn this around and do the exact same with the other side. And if you haven't guessed yet, we're going to do the same with the other piece of paper as well. Just obviously to the other side to create some sort of shape like this. So we're going to bring it back in, we're going to twist it, and we're going to first of all try it. You can even put a finger in there to just make sure everything is going to work as planned. And once you feel like the piece of paper is ready to be folded, fold it. And the other side, again, we're going to test it and then eventually fold it and crease. Now we have 2 shapes which look a little bit like the letter Z or the letter S. Right, now that we have both of our bases ready, you'll notice that one side has a slit or a line which can be opened, and the other one doesn't. One side is completely blank. So what we want to do is we want to turn both of these papers over so that this blank side will be facing upwards, and we want to take the points, these triangles, and we want to fold them inwards just a little bit. Make sure to crease them like that to form a small parallelogram, and then we can let it go and open it back again. You'll see why this is important in just a second. So we're going to do the same on here. Make sure that they're tidy and that the points look fairly straight like that. Now, what we want to do is we want to take the flat side, the blank side of one piece of paper, and put the blank side of the other piece of paper over it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the point and tuck it right under this sort of pocket that we've got here, like that. I want to do those to all of the sides. So here's the second one. We're going to lift and tuck. Sometimes it's easier than other times. It all depends on how you've creased all of the paper. I find that if you crease things a little bit too much, it becomes a little bit hard to insert the piece of papers at the end. Although if you manage to do it, you'll eventually get a very nice throwing star. So again, do the same on the other side. This side is a little bit harder sometimes because I find that separating the pockets can sometimes be a little bit tricky. But if you use all of your fingers and you try lifting the piece of paper off the table, you might find it a little bit easier. Once you've made sure that all of your tuckings are tightly put in the pockets, you are done with your very own throwing star. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, perhaps even tell your friends. And before I leave, there is one more thing that might be cool to do with your throwing stars. You can actually insert them into each other like this. And I don't have that many right here, but if you make more, you can make pretty awesome patterns with them and perhaps just connect them together to create some sort of matrix. Or if you're in the middle of a throwing star fight, you can make a huge cluster shot.